every other influencer is either celebrities are rugging coins, guys are telling you it's over, and don't listen to them.
Yeah, none of the metrics. If you look at the crypto metrics for Bitcoin, everything. I was doing this on my show a little bit earlier. We're going in depth into what's happening today on Bitcoin. We're going into the end of a 60-day cycle. We actually have Trump Jr. speaking at the Ethereum / DeFi conference in Denver the day after tomorrow. And, it's not a coincidence here that we've had, Trump Jr., that whole group with Liberty Financial buying. I think they bought, $500 million plus of crypto or Ethereum specifically over the last 1 month. So those guys are, they're getting in the market pretty freaking heavy. And today we had Citadel Securities, the guys who helped the GME short back in the day. They're getting into crypto now too. Yeah. They're wanting to rival Binance, Coinbase, and Crypto.com in the United States. So you have within Wall Street, because I think they have about $56 billion under management, but you have these large companies now being like, okay, we want time to get in. And so we have had a lot of selling from your OG Bitcoiners, your people who've been in the market quite a long time, since 2012 or before, selling. And then you have a lot of these large banks, BlackRock and everybody buying. So we haven't had an ETF buy spree yet this year, but with regulations coming around the corner pretty soon, this is why Citadel's getting into the game. They're starting actually by having most of their operations overseas. Once regulations get passed in the next 3 to 6 months, then they're going to be bringing that onshore more to the United States. So there's a lot of big money coming into the game. And really, I think this cycle's mostly the cycle of big money. So you're getting a little bit of a start-stop market compared to last cycle, which means this dip is a great time to be buying and then getting into the market and playing the next bounce. But you have to be a little bit more on your toes compared to past cycles.
Yeah, the cycles are getting more and more complex. AI is a big part of that. But we're in the big migration right now, like you said, right? A lot of crypto company. If you actually look at crypto, most of the tech is really US based. It's just like, it's kind of like we've had a big brain drain because US regulation has not been the best. It's gone overseas. It's flown to Puerto Rico, Dubai, Europe. It's just gone to, different countries where, it could actually like grow freely. And now the United States is very pro crypto. And there's a possibility of like, maybe if you hold the crypto for over a year, there's no more tax on it. It's become really lucrative. So a lot of coins are going to start coming over here, repatriating to the United States and saying, hey, we're actually a US based cryptocurrency now. And there's going to be huge, tax incentives for that right now. So the working group, I think in about 4 months is going to release the full doctrine for crypto in terms of stuff that they're going to do. It's pretty much being led by David Sachs and pretty much everyone you can think of from BlackRock and every other major institution, as well as the head of a lot of government agencies, especially in the financial sense. They're going to come out with basically, this is the rhetoric, and at first they're going to come out with like stablecoin rules because the United States cares a lot about the dollar, of course, right? And then they're going to come out with general crypto rules. But one that they've been kind of floating around in terms of crypto is that like meme coins are going to be classified as basically NFTs or like art pieces, versus if you promise a coin like, hey, I'm making a coin and it's going to have a game attached to it, and we're going to be a DEX, and the more you start saying, and we're going to be this and that, and we're going to create all this extra stuff to create user value, then it becomes more of a security versus like, hey, this is my community project, you can yield farm on it, but it's a meme basically. And they basically gave, I think, Trump and the family a big out, along with like a lot of these other celebrity guys basically as well, just so they don't get in trouble.
Yeah, and if you kind of look right now at who's getting in, this is the first step of mass adoption right now that we have in crypto. So we have BlackRock coming in, we have Citadel coming in, we have governments wanting to start to come in. I mean, El Salvador's been in since the last cycle. So this is the very first step of mass adoption. As we get mass adoption, the question is, at what point does mass adoption reach a tipping point? And it's harder than you're basically, when do you get in late? When are you too late to this trend? When are you kind of too late to be educated in this side? Not in terms of like it's something that you can't get educated in at all, but meaning you're behind the rest of the crowd. I would say that's probably going to come before the end of this decade. So probably around 2028, 2029. We have a full 4 years of this administration passing positive regulations and laws for the cryptocurrency space. So that
maybe a Trump third term.
I mean, you could see,
Hey,
you
you
could see
never-
Eric Trump running or something like that. But yeah, at the end of the day, you see so many big players coming into the game. If you get a change in administration, even to the Democrats, at that point, you've had so much pro crypto stuff get passed that it's really hard to pull a lot of that stuff back.
Right.
And when you have all the banks that are paying Nancy Pelosi or telling her insider information to get her, annual salary of what, like $235,000 up to like $230 million.
Nancy don't miss, bro.
Yeah, she doesn't. But those types of politicians who are dirty and getting that money in the background, right? Where they're getting it from, a lot of the times they're getting it from the banks and different connections with them. So money is often the time where those two connect. And so I would imagine that maybe if the Democrats wanted to try to pull back some stuff from crypto next cycle, that is possible, but they wouldn't be able to take back everything. And so, and it is more positive for them to be politically neutral when it comes to crypto, since money is money. But over the long term, basically the rest of this decade, we have so many of these players coming in that it would be crazy to, see crypto go away. And so they're going to be consistently accumulating. We saw Michael Saylor buy, I forget how many more billions of Bitcoin today. $2 billion.
$2 billion.
Yeah. He just casually just dollar cost average this into the market. But if you look at his buys since the last cycle, he's up on his money. And he's basically just been buying the entire time since the last bull market. So that's one of the strategies that if you're buying Bitcoin, you're buying Ethereum, pretty much for the rest of this decade, you're just dollar cost averaging in your savings into that, especially at opportune times like at these cycle lows, which we tend to come on to the Fresh and Fit stream. These are usually good times to be throwing in a good chunk of money. So that's why we put this here.